Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog, and also welcome back to the first video of July. I just want to thank everyone who has stayed subscribed to my YouTube channel while I took the month-long break. I really needed it. I really need to restart and refresh and all that. And then I would also like to thank today's sponsor, who is Uncover app. I will talk about them shortly, but before we get started, let me just tell you about the books that I plan to read. So the 3 books on my list are Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Throughout this process, I'm going to start listening to the books, and then I'm just gonna sum up what the book is in the end after I've read the book, and then I'll tell you what my rating is and what my thoughts are. And then I'm gonna also take you through the Uncover app and how I use it to track my progress, basically. Before we get started, please remember to like the video, subscribe, and comment down below if you've read any of these 3 books, and let's just get on with the video. So Uncover app is, I think, a very great app for book lovers. What's amazing about this app is you can track your reads like you do in Goodreads, but you don't have to give it stars or anything. It's just like a mood reading thing. You get your book reading challenges, your A to Z challenge, your 23 books to read in 2023. There's your currently reading, where they also show you the book you're reading and what kind of tropes are usually in the book, which is also awesome, because I know a lot of people always look for just short snippets to show you what book they're reading and what kind of tropes there are, so that they can lure more readers to that book. What's also nice about this app is it gives you your monthly reading wrap-up. So if you are usually a person who's looking for templates to put in your monthly reading wrap-ups, you don't have to worry anymore, because now this app is creating the wrap-ups for you. You can just log in when you've read the book, and it'll pop up on like a story thing on your app, and it'll say June 2023, and you can go in there and you can see what books you've read for that month. You can even customize your shelves and make your own folders. For example, I used my 23 books to read in 2023. I'm currently updating the list as I go, but I've also made a list of all the books that I've read in 2023. That is all the collections I have for now, but I'm sure I'm going to continuously progress and add more folders once I get the hang of this app. You can also create your own bookish profile like you do on Instagram and all that. It gives you an array of awesome features of where you can update your profile. You can also add in your link if you have one. You can send people to that link and they can join you or follow you. They can also follow your collections and they can like your collections. It's a big array of stuff that you can do with this app. For those of you who are mood readers and you don't know what to read, but you are in the mood for enemies to lovers, you can just go to the search bar and go under the tags bar and put in enemies to lovers without any spaces, and you will see a variety of different suggestions for you. If you also follow Uncover on the Uncover app, they will give you random collections of, for example, Pride Month, which was last week. They will give you an array of books of which they add to their collection, which you can read. You can also follow collections of other readers where they top up their fantasy reads for the year, they top up their romantasy reads or their romance books, their horror books. The list is endless. Personally, what I really liked about this app is the features of giving you an A to Z challenge and showing what you're currently reading. This is like by far my favorite thing. I want everything in a box and I want everything to look perfect. So if I can receive a wrap up with all the books that I read without me doing any editing or stuff, then I'm happy, because I don't have to put in the effort. This is only available right now on the Android devices, but it will be soon developed on the Apple devices. Thank you once again, Uncover, for sponsoring today's video, and let's just continue with it. Let's go to a number generator, because I like doing this with more books than one. And I'm going to choose, well, I'm going to generate a number between 1 and 3. Then I'm going to cover my eyes. I hope you guys can see because it's somewhat covered. You do this. Hopefully you can see that. I think you can. Okay, and you can see it's between number 1 to 3. I can't really see what's happening there, so don't worry, I'm not cheating. I'm going to generate number 3, which is good because I actually wanted to read One True Loves. So we're going to go to script. We're going to read One True Loves while I work. It's going to be a busy day today. So yeah, hopefully I can get to the whole book. I really hope I can, because I have a very busy week ahead of me. Okay, and we are going to listen to One True Loves.
I think that's why he loves it so much. Well, also because it's cashmere. I'm not kidding myself here. My mother is sitting next to him in a gauzy white blouse and khakis, trying to hold it.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I almost said Tuesday. I always mix those two up. Anyway, I finished One True Loves yesterday. So let's just go to the Uncover app so I can show you how I went through the whole thing. So basically all I did is I went to the book and I said I started it today, which was yesterday, and I finished it also yesterday, and then it will automatically go to my June reads. So yeah, that is basically all that I did for yesterday. I listened to the whole book and enjoyed it so much. It's really a book that shows you how people grow throughout the years, you know, like they're not stagnant. Okay, so basically we get Emma Blair, and she meets the love of her life while she's in high school. They fall in love, and I think at the age of 17, and they get married while she's in her early 20s. I think it's the day before their 1-year anniversary, where her husband Jesse goes out, I don't know, on a helicopter ride, and he just disappears without a trace. Nobody knows where he is. They can't find the wreck. They can't find him. They can't find any survivors. I think 3 years pass, and Emma, you know, she's ready to move on. She's had this pain for so long, and Jesse, being the one true love of her, she finally feels like she needs to move on from her heartache, that she can't continue to carry her grief with her. And so she meets one of her high school friends, yet again, Sam. And they fall in love, they go on a date, and I think just after Sam proposed, like a month or something after that, she gets a call from Jesse, and he says, "I'm alive, I'm coming home." And now she's in this tug of war kind of thing, like, does she still go to Sam or does she go back to her husband? Because I mean, it's her husband. You can't just write him off. There was a short snippet which explains how some people deal with grief, and I really resonated with that. It really cracked some things open in my heart, but I didn't cry in the book, mainly because I expected the ending to happen, but it just shows you, like I say, how people grow and how they accept who they are. And I won't say it was a nice read, because it was a nice listen, because I listened to the book the whole day yesterday, and I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's style. It's interesting stuff like that Taylor Jenkins Reid just nitpicks out, and you don't think of it up until that point, where you listen to the book and you know, your mind starts whirling and the gear starts changing. So yeah, but now onto the second book. I don't know which book, but I'm going to do a number generator again. Let's say, unfortunately, yours is number 1, and what's the other one? Better Than the Movies will be number 2. So I'm going to go to a number generator. Number 2, Better Than the Movies. Okay, so we're going to, whoops, listen to Better Than the Movies. happy Friday. Okay. Today is the last stretch of this reading vlog. I really enjoyed it, but I am now ready to take a break from romance. But I still have one more book left to go, and that is Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. Now, before we jump into that book, I just would like to give my thoughts and feelings about Better Than the Movies. Okay, so this book is about Liz Buxbaum, and she lives next door to Wes Bennett. And all her life, you know, she always found Wes to be a pain in the behind. Like, she didn't like him. He was always one of the rough boys that she always played with. He always terrorized her, basically. And fast forward 10 years later, her mother has passed on, and her mother always warned her, because she was a screenwriter, women in the movies don't fall for the bad guy because they are the bad guy. They always fall for the sweet guy, you know, that kind of lovey-dovey person. So 10 years after, her mother has unfortunately passed away, and one of her childhood crushes moves back to their town. And she, because she's a hopeless romantic, and because she has laid out her life like she, you know, wants it, or she expects it to go, she really wants to date Michael Young. And the only way she can do that is through Wes. And she tells Wes, who she despises because they continue to pull these stupid pranks on one another, she asks him to help her to make Michael fall in love with her. But throughout the story, she realizes that maybe Michael isn't the one for her, you know, that kind of thing. I'm sure you know how the story ends. It's kind of obvious. But yeah, I liked the story. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. In the beginning, I had to remind myself that Liz and the whole cast was in high school. They weren't young adults, so I had to force myself to remember, because I was at chapter 3 and Liz was annoying me so much that I wanted to DNF. Really, I really did want to DNF, because she sees Michael and it's like she really is this hopeless romantic infatuated person, and she's just head over heels in love with him, and she does these stupid things that I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember that you're 17, and I'm trying to remember how I was when I was 17, but it's really hard sometimes, especially when it's overplayed in a book. I feel like some authors do that when they talk about young people. They overplay the feelings and they overplay how exaggerated everything is, so that kind of annoyed me, but I pushed through because I really wanted to see how this all plays out, and I was very impressed. I was a bit underwhelmed by the kissing scene because I was busy with something else, and I missed the build-up to the kissing scene, and all of a sudden I just hear that Liz was kissing this person, and I was like, oh, I missed the build-up. So I was very disappointed in that, but the ending was so sweet for me. You know, it also has this whole growth situation in it, so I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I have also marked it on my Uncover app, as I will be, and I've also marked it on my Uncover app, so it will also now be part of my June wrap-up. There is 4 books now, but I'm busy with another book, so wait, is there 4? 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 books now. I'm reading the 5th book and the 6th book, but you don't need to worry about that one because it's not important. I started it while I was on a break, and I don't feel like doing like a catch-up video for it, and it's mainly because I received the arc for the 2nd book, which is due on the 14th of July, and I'm slightly panicky because I'm still on the 1st book. So anyway, also I want to point out that they say this book is enemies to lovers, but it's not really. It's just like, I despise you, but not in a bad way. Like, you grind my gears, but I can tolerate you to lovers. So yeah, anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. But let's continue with Tessa Bailey's Unfortunately Yours. I really hope I like this, because I think this is kind of more enemies to lovers, because this is about Julian Voss's sister, who I think it's a marriage of convenience kind of thing. I'm not sure. I'll probably wrap this up later. But yeah, that is what I'm getting. It's a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers kind of thing. You can see my trend. I like enemies to lovers. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. I finished Unfortunately Yours, and I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I finished it last night, like late last night, because I had a monster and it only kicked in like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, so I was awake for a long time. Anyway, so I finished it, enjoyed it so much. The narrator of these books are really entertaining. Although her voices for the different kinds of characters kind of sound the same. So it was sometimes confusing to try and figure out who's speaking to who now. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. As you can see, I've also updated on the Uncover app. I said I started on June 30 and I finished it on June 30, which is also a nice thing to do with audiobooks, is you can just listen to it the whole day. But anyway, so this book is basically the sequel to Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. You don't have to read the two together, but they do mention the couple that is in Secretly Yours. So if you don't want spoilers, I guess you should just read Secretly Yours first. But this book is basically a marriage of convenience where Natalie can't receive money from her trust fund unless she is employed and she is married. She really needs this money because she wants to open her own investment firm in New York. She doesn't want to stay in Napa. You know, this is not the end game for her. She just refuses. So she wants to go back to New York where her fiance died. But unfortunately, because she's not married, she can't receive the trust fund money. And enter August, whose surname I've forgotten, who's an ex-Navy SEAL, and he is built to perfection. He's just the sweetest guy. I really like him, the character that Tessa Bailey made of him. He's just this, I don't know. You know when you want to pick up a cute child and you just want to go, yeah, that's how I feel. Anyway, so he enters, they don't like each other. They had history in Secretly Yours, so it was a whole thing. And then she decides to take this chance and tell him, marry me, so that I can get that money. But he also needs money because he needs a loan to continue with his friend's dream of making wine. And so they step into this marriage of convenience issue, and over time they realize that this was not what they wanted. The marriage is fine and they really like each other. It's just that this wasn't about the money. I haven't smiled so much reading or listening to a book than yesterday when listening to these books. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Once again, thank you so much to the Uncover app for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys read any of these books, or if you are planning to read any of these books, let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys in a video next week. Bye.